Economy is too late at the bottom of the purse. Everything that exceeds the bounds of moderation has an unstable foundation. The greatest remedy for anger is delay. A great fortune is a great slavery. He who injured you is either stronger or weaker. If he was weaker, spare him. If he was stronger, spare yourself. Life is neither a good nor an evil, but simply the scene of good and evil. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. An unpopular rule is never long maintained. Shun no toil to make yourself remarkable by some one talent. Yet do not devote yourself to one branch exclusively. Strive to get clear notions about all. Give up no science entirely, for all science is one. No evil is without its compensation. The less money, the less trouble, the less favor, the less envy. Even in those cases which put us out of wits, it is not the loss itself, but the estimate of the loss that troubles us. While we teach, we learn. We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I mastered today? What passions opposed? What temptation resisted? What virtue acquired? Our vices will abate of themselves if they be brought every day to the shrift. What once were vices are now manners. One should count each day as separate life. He who has injured thee was either stronger or weaker than thee. If weaker, spare him; if stronger, spare thyself. It is part of the cure to wish to be cured. Economy is in itself a great source of revenue. A great step towards independence is a good-humored stomach. Let the man, who would be grateful, think of repaying a kindness, even while receiving it. Just as I shall select my ship when I am about to go on a voyage, or my house when I propose to take a residence, so I shall choose my death when I am about to depart from life. Live for thy neighbor if thou wouldst live for thyself. Hold fast then to this sound and wholesome rule of life. Indulge the body only as far as is needful for health. Nothing is so false as human life, nothing so treacherous. God knows no one would have accepted it as a gift, if it had not been given without our knowledge. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power. While we are postponing, life speeds by. The true felicity of life is to be free from anxieties and perturbations, to understand and do our duties to God and man, and to enjoy the present without any serious dependence on the future. A well-governed appetite is a great part of liberty. If virtue precede us, every step will be safe. It is not the man who has little, but he who desires more, that is poor. Men who have made these discoveries before us are not our masters, but our guides. Who has more leisure than a worm? He who receives a benefit with gratitude repays the first installment on his debt. We are members of one great body planted by nature in a mutual love, and fitted for a social life. We must consider that we were born for the good of the whole. Precepts or maxims are of great weight, and a few useful ones at hand do more toward a happy life than whole volumes that we know not where to find. Seneca. It is better to have useless knowledge than to know nothing. Wherever there is a human being, there is a chance for kindness. Great men rejoice in adversity, just as brave soldiers triumph in war. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Wisdom does not show itself so much in precept as in life, in firmness of mind and a mastery of appetite. It teaches us to do as well as to talk, and to make our words and actions all of a color. A hated government does not long survive. The good things of prosperity are to be wished, but the good things that belong to adversity are to be admired. Nothing is more disgraceful than that an old man should have nothing to show to prove that he has lived long, except his years. The greater part of progress is the desire to progress. Counsel your friend on all things, especially on those which respect yourself. His counsel may then be useful where your own self-love might impair your judgment. I had rather never receive a kindness than never bestow one. It is not goodness to be better than the worst. Happy is the man who can endure the highest and lowest fortune. He who has endured such vicissitudes with equanimity has deprived misfortune of its power. A good mind is lord of a kingdom. Men trust their eyes rather than their ears. The road by precept is long and tedious, by example short and effectual. My joy in learning is partly that it enables me to teach. The conditions of conquest are always easy. We have but to toil a while, endure a while, believe always, and never turn back. Nature does not bestow virtue. To be good is an art. His head was turned by too great success. No man can live happily who regards himself alone, who turns everything to his own advantage. Thou must live for another if thou wishest to live for thyself. There is nothing more miserable and foolish than anticipation. We are sure to get the better of fortune if we do but grapple with her. The largest part of goodness is the will to become good. The mind that is anxious about the future is miserable. He that does good to another does also good to himself. Power exercised with violence has seldom been of long duration, but temper and moderation generally produce permanence in all things. Friendship always benefits, love sometimes injures. There is nothing in the world so much admired as a man who knows how to bear unhappiness with courage. The foundation of the true joy is in the conscience. With parsimony a little is sufficient, without it nothing is sufficient, but frugality makes a poor man rich. It is with life as with a play, it matters not how long the action is spun out, but how good the acting is. It is within the power of every man to live his life nobly, but of no man to live forever. Yet so many of us hope that life will go on forever, and so few aspire to live nobly. A benefit consists not in that which is done or given, but in the intention of the giver or doer. To be able to endure odium is the first art to be learned by those who aspire to power. It is the constant fault and inseparable evil quality of ambition, that it never looks behind it.